What's up, guys? I'm back like I never left. In this video, we're going to be talking about the top stocks that are breaking out to the upside. These stocks are doubling and tripling. We're going to go over exactly how much money that can possibly be made by these companies. I'm also going to be doing a quick stock market recap, and we're going to go over some important economic reports that we need to watch out for tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get right into the video. Before we get into the video, I appreciate if you can hit the like button. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below. So I'm going to go over this article that was really fantastic that showed exactly how much money you could possibly make if you invested just $500 in either any of these companies. So all of these companies I covered in the past, when the stock market was breaking out to the downside and when these stocks eventually, spiked up a little bit here and there. But if you decided to invest $500, how much money you could possibly make. So let's go over and see exactly the potential of this electric vehicle companies. Some of them were penny stock and now they're far from a penny stock. We're going to go over exactly the top companies. So the first company we're looking at is going to be Kndi Technology Group Incorporated. Of course, this company, we've been talking about it for the past few days and has been breaking out to the upside. It's up like 27.07% to the upside. So if you invested $500 into this company, that could have bought you approximately 230 shares, and those 330 shares could have potentially made 560% return, which is approximately $3,300. So that is a really massive gain right now, and the stock's still not stopping. It added an additional 13% today to the upside, so the stock is breaking out at the upside. We're going to go over the technical analysis later on, but let's go over these companies. So the second company we're going to go over is going to be Solo. So this company was also breaking out to the upside. As you can see, it's up like 39.51% of the upside. So if you actually bought this stock in mid-March, it was trading close to 0.9 cents. During that time, if you invested $500, you could have bought 555 shares. And as of Thursday, the former penny stock reached a high of $9.74. So you could have made approximately a 900% return, which is $5,405. So that is an insane amount of gain when you think about it. So of course you can't really time these. When the overall stock market was crashing to the downside, nobody's going to be looking for a penny stock to buy, because all these companies like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, they're all crashing. So in mid-March, when everything was going ballistic to the downside, it was kind of hard, to pick and really pull the trigger on these penny stocks. But after a few time passed, when Workhorse Stock started popping up and things like that, we talked about these companies. So there was a great opportunity for people to get involved in these companies. So when the other company is, of course, Blink Charging Incorporated. So as you can see, this stock is up like 24.9% of the upside. There's also a company that's been through a lot. There's been a hit piece that came out. The stock price went down and it hit a 52-week high, and then it basically crashed, 20-30% of the downside within a matter of days, after that hit piece came out. But however, if you actually bought Blink when it was trading at $1.60, at the bottom, basically, you could have bought 312 shares with $500, and at today's price, that would have returned 1,000% return gain, which is $5,720. So that is a massive return when you think about it. So now let's talk about ticker symbol AYRO. Now this company is up 45.75% of the upside. So if you invested in this company when it was trading at around like 40 cents in mid-March, $500 position, that would have bought you 1,250 shares, and now it's currently trading above $6. That could have netted $7,700. So that is an insane amount of return when you think about it. So the other company that also did a split, of course, is going to be Green Power Motors, and today it's only up like 1.39%. And also, if you invested $500 at $1.05 and the stock eventually went to $19, you could have made a substantial amount of return. But of course, this company did a split, so that is one of the things you have to take into consideration too. But you could have made $9,000, so that is a massive return. So last but not least, we got Workhorse Stock. Eventually it closed red today, which is minus 0.2 22% to the downside. So if you actually bought it when it was at the penny stock, when all of these USPS contract hype before all of that thing happened, if you invested $500 when the stock was trading around $1.50, you could have bought 333 shares, and that could have netted at approximately 1,400% return. That's going to be close to $7,580. That is insane. $500 investment turning into above $7,000. This basically seems like an option. So now the last stock, of course, so Workhorse was not the last stock. The last stock is actually NIO. NIO stock is up 7.52%. And if you invest in NIO, it's facing a lot of issues when, even when I made a video about it, I remember in the past, it was facing bankruptcy and they were going through a lot of stuff and the stock was trading below $2. You could have made a lot of money with this company. So it hit a low of $1.19. So if you bought at that specific time at the lows, you could have bought 217 shares of NIO, and those shares could potentially equate to $10,500. That is a gain of 2,000%. So that is a massive amount of return you could have made. So this is basically theoretically, this is all just scenarios where if you actually timed it, it was really hard to time it. Of course, you're not going to perfectly hold. There's some people that definitely made this kind of return, of course, but there are some people that really, there's a lot of emotional roller coaster. These stocks can go up and down a lot, unless you just want to just buy them and just forget them for a very long time. People, want to lock in the profits, things like that. But it's really powerful when you think about it right now, looking back, just investing $500, it can go a long way when it comes to investing in growth stocks like this. And of course, the penny stocks are really risky. That's why they picked up a $500. Even if you lose $500, it's not going to be the end of the world. And that can potentially grow exponentially. So if you actually invest in the right companies and pick the right sector, right now the electric vehicle sectors are popping up left and right. So let's look at some of the major stocks, that have been breaking out. Of course, almost all the stocks that we talked about have been breaking out significantly, like Kndi, Arcimoto stock, Solo, Workhorse was actually up today, but it didn't do well. SBE, Switchback Energies, everything literally that is associated with electric vehicles was going ballistic today. So it's really great to see, money's flowing into these companies. That is fantastic. And one of the other important things I want to talk about also is going to be the two companies that actually did not make new 52-week high that is associated with electric vehicles. The first one is going to be Ayro and Kndi. So the 52-week high for Kndi is $17.40. So it has approximately, $3, a little bit of $3, for the stock to hit a new 52-week high. So definitely keep an eye on it. And the other one is going to be Ayro. This is also another company that did not hit a new 52-week high yet. The 52-week high is $8.75. So keep an eye on it. It can potentially pop up and make a new 52-week high. It has to go above, 20-something% of the upside for it to make a new 52-week high. So keep an eye on it, Ayro. And all of these companies are just going to the upside. And that is really fantastic to see. So we'll see how this trend continues. And of course, the future is definitely going to be for electric vehicle companies, so if you want to get involved in them right now, ideally, if you don't want to wait for a pullback, if you want to chase them, chase them if you want to get involved in them for the long term. But if you're just tempted, to get involved in it for a quick scalp and things like that, unless you day traded, get in and out really quickly, you never know when these stocks are going to have a massive pullback, so you have to be super careful about that. But now let's talk about, what happened to the overall stock market today. The overall stock market was also pretty green today. It was really great to see that the overall stock market, the majority of the sectors are trending higher and higher, major stocks, and specifically Wells Fargo was up 4.39% to the upside. So it outperformed the majority of the bank stocks today. So that was really great to see. It usually does not do that much. And also the semiconductor stocks been popping up left and right. And also we got Walmart stock that reported earnings today, had a continuation with the upside, even though it sold off a few days ago after they announced their earnings report. And also the energy stocks, they're going up, a few days ago. Yesterday they had a pullback. And also that some healthcare stocks are also pulling back to the downside. So definitely keep an eye on it for these specific companies. So the holidays approaching, and we might expect the volume to be slow right around as we approach the holiday weekend. So watch out for that too. Now let's talk about some important reports, that can potentially affect the stock market for tomorrow. So for Friday, November 20 at 9:30 a.m., we got the Dallas Fed president is going to be speaking. So that is going to be one of the things, that's the only thing that's going to be happening tomorrow. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions, any comments, you drop in the comment section below. And make sure you manage your risk and make sure you be careful. Okay, these stocks have been popping up a lot. So I know it's very tempting and there's a lot of FOMO going on right now. So make sure you watch out for any kind of, FOMO chasing and things like that. You never know how these stocks might react, if they have a pullback pretty soon. So be super careful. And if you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below. And if you want to sign up for Webull or join the Discord, join the Patreon, and support the channel, I appreciate it. There's going to be links available in the description box below. But I catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Let's get it. Have a wonderful day.